Hello and welcome friends to another video. Today we're stepping into the 2-point world, and rather than tending a hospital or pesky college students, we've hopped into the role of a museum curator, which means constantly asking guests not to climb on the fossils and praying that the mole mischief gang doesn't put another hole in your floor. You'll be happy to know we've crafted this video to not only give you an extensive look into the mechanics of the game, but at the end, we'll also ask the question, should you play it? Which, of course, includes our honest thoughts on who should and shouldn't give it a try, based on what you enjoy and your gaming experience. But before all that, let's talk about what you can expect from 2-Point Museum. If you happen to be brand new to this franchise with no prior knowledge of the game or their previous ones, it is first and foremost a management sim. One that shockingly actually has a decent bit of story in the form of different museum styles and comedic happenings that'll have you diving into the depths of a science facility to figure out why the plants have started mutating. Or perhaps shooting your poor employees into outer space to uncover the reason a giant rune has fallen to Earth. Rather than leaving it alone, you'll be searching for other space rocks that'll cause a reaction because, well, that's a good idea apparently. And of course, your museum patrons will be happy to pay you for your efforts, a true testament to human curiosity. The themes don't stop there, offering us exhibits in prehistory dinosaur bones and fossils, undersea aquarium fish friends, and even paranormal ghost haunts and hotel rooms to show them off. I was shocked at the pure variety the game included, and it will absolutely keep you entertained for hours. This isn't the typical start a new museum and do it all over again style management game, and the campaign did an incredible job at calling you back to previous locations to improve upon them and give you additional objectives for some improved rewards the higher you climb. With 7 curator levels and it taking me nearly 10 hours just to get to curator level 4, there's plenty to do, and that's leaving sandbox mode out of the question. Of course, if you are the type of person who doesn't want to mess around with a campaign, no matter how fluid and fun it is, then you can rest easy knowing sandbox mode exists, and you can putz about and torture your employees however you'd like right out the gate. That said, you'll only be able to play locations you've unlocked through the campaign, so if you want some more of the unique map locations, it might be worth it to give the campaign a go, at least for a few hours. It doesn't take long to unlock each map zone, and you don't have to go maxing out any maps or star levels either. Achieve a basic 1-star in each starting map, and soon enough, you'll have them all available. Also, the other perk to sandbox mode is that you can choose how easy or difficult you want your experience to be. If you'd rather spend your time maximizing building size, exhibit quality, and decorative capacity, give yourself an easier setting and enjoy creating your dream museum. If you want thieves running rampant and objectives harder than the campaign, step it up a notch to hardcore and enjoy sweet misery as you try and advance. There's also career mode for something more balanced in the middle. That's always an option too. Now that you have an idea of sandbox mode, let's return to campaign mode and talk about Curator class. I mentioned it earlier, and I honestly adore how it works. To achieve Curator Class 1, you'll have to get your first map location to a 1-star rating. And to do that, you'll need to complete the objectives given to you by the museum director. Once your first location has been a success, another 2 zones will open up and request that you achieve a 1-star rating and at least one of them to become a Curator Class 2. And so it goes. If you want Curator Class 3, you'll need to achieve multiple 2-star museums. Curator Class 4 bumps it up to achieving 1 star in 5 locations and being successful in some pop-up exhibitions that will challenge your ability in staving off thieves or seeing a successful profit margin. It's honestly such a clever concept that kept the boredom of typical management sims at bay. There was always something new to be doing, and as soon as you finished objectives in one map, another one would open up and had an entirely fresh set of themes and challenges awaiting you. With a total of 7 curator classes, it's going to take you some time to actually beat the campaign, and that's all without repeating the same tasks over and over and over and over. They also did an incredible job at opening up new rewards after achieving each Curator class that made the day-to-day life of running each museum easier. Things like larger donation boxes so you're not dragging your security guard all over the place demanding he empty the smaller ones so often, or improving your staff recovery center so that they can heal after being brutally injured while out on expeditions even quicker. Expeditions, you ask? Yes. That's the main way you find new trinkets and living species to house in your museums. Each museum theme has its own expedition track, and some are simple tasks that will require only one specialist, and others are obstacles that will require an entire team of museum staff, unfortunately, to clear the way and unlock the better trinkets and exhibits further in. Of course, that means any staff sent out on expeditions won't be available to help run the museum, so bear that in mind. I found keeping one additional staff member available for expeditions only to be the best way to handle it. But of course, some do go MIA, so be prepared to hire someone new if the team comes back with one less member than you sent. If all goes well, and hopefully all your staff come back, they'll gain experience and also bring back new trinkets to display in the museum. These increase museum buzz, and in turn will increase ticket and shop sales. The more expeditions you unlock down a specific track, the rarer the items you'll find to become, and obviously the more money you'll make in the long run. Some paths will have requirements behind them such as shop sales, total amount of museum buzz, or something entirely unrelated like needing a staff member trained in a certain survival skill. Others will require specific items that you'll need to make in a workshop, so be aware that investing in the workshop early will become worth it pretty quickly, even if it's a tad on the expensive side. Eventually, you'll have a thriving museum chock full of stuff for guests to admire, and you'll be raking in the donations. In terms of major gameplay components, that pretty much sums it up. You do have a few other minor things to worry about, like managing crime, fulfilling guest needs by keeping some food, water, and bathrooms available throughout your museum, and on those instances you come back with duplicate items from your expeditions, you can destroy them in the analysis room to unlock further knowledge and increase total museum buzz. These are more minor aspects in the game though, and don't worry, the 2-Point team does an amazing job of baking all tutorials in fluidly, so it's highly unlikely you'll miss anything important during your playthrough. Now, with all the gameplay aspects out of the way, let's ask the question, is the game actually fun? And to that, I'd say quite. In terms of management sims, you don't get too much better than this. The campaign mode felt alive and filled to the brim with personality. From the comedic museum announcer who will constantly tell your guests she's not there to entertain them, to the fact that you'll be sending your staff to chase ghosts all over the place to keep them from scaring your patrons, or perhaps being highly concerned that your third herbalist hasn't returned from a prickly pear expedition alive. It's just bursting with great moments, and they've done nothing but succeed at delivering an interesting management experience that will not only offer a laugh, but dozens of hours of museum fun too. You also can't ignore the fact that all of the systems not only work together fluidly to make a comprehensive experience, but also improve as time goes on, adding an additional challenge once you're comfortable with the game, rather than throwing it all on you at once and praying you figure it out. There wasn't a single moment I felt overwhelmed with too many things to do, and by the time there was more to do, I'd already mastered the easier stuff and felt no stress moving up in difficulty. If you're the type to enjoy a solid management game that will offer a fun campaign, or let you go it alone with a customizable sandbox mode, then you should absolutely give it a go. It's well worth the price for what you get out of it, and even those who enjoy more story-driven games will likely get a good kick out of the campaign. I know I was constantly curious about what next twist I'd run into and how I could tackle that challenge as it came. So now we'll ask, who shouldn't play the game? Well, we'll start with the most obvious. If you're not a fan of the management or simulation genres, then feel free to skip it. This isn't an adventure RPG or something you'll be able to jump into third person and go out on an expedition in. You'll be the one staying home and managing the staff, resources, and museum, only getting the story through text pop-ups and events that happen in the game. If you want something more hands-on and engaging than that, then this likely isn't your speed. What should be your speed, though, is that like button below and giving it a click if you found this video to be helpful. Just like the museum, buzz really helps us creators go a long way, and that little button is exactly how you can help us do that. There's another one worth looking into, and that's the extra fancy one that says subscribe. We're constantly showcasing new and upcoming games on the channel and sharing our honest thoughts on them, so you can expect your wish list to stay full of only the best and brightest titles. With that, we want to give a huge shout out to the Guillotine team for allowing us a review key for the game to check it out. And a huge thanks to you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.